Welcome to the Business of School podcast, brought to you by Cole Connect. Get ready for a journey of topical insights, engaging conversations, and maybe a few aha moments from the business, finance, and technology side of schools. Cole School experts are your host, and with our guests from the world of education, we're about to embark on a learning adventure to support you in the business of your school. Today we're joined by Lee Green, Sales Director at Ellby and a seasoned leader in technology and business solutions. With over 2 decades of experience helping organisations bridge the gap between business needs and technology, Lee specialises in workflow automation, digital transformation and process improvement. Lee works closely with schools and businesses to streamline operations, automate manual processes, and unlock real value through practical, tailored solutions. Known for his collaborative approach and ability to turn complex systems into actionable results, Lee brings insight, experience, and a clear focus on helping organisations work smarter and more efficiently. Welcome, Lee, to the Business School podcast.
Thanks, Kenton.
Thanks for coming in and having a chat with us about AI in the business of schools. Yep. I'm really looking forward to having a conversation about this topic. So maybe let's just talk first of all about the current world of AI. Everyone is aware of the current push for the creative use of artificial intelligence and their applications for simplifying day-to-day tasks, especially in education organisations, which is our world. And education organisations, like many sectors, have been scrambling to embrace this wave of technology, and there's been a lot of focus on this in the teaching and learning functions of schools especially, where there's been less obvious chat, though, around the business function of schools. And there are lots of opportunities for schools here too, isn't there?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
And let's maybe explore that a little bit more. What schools can do to use AI in the business side of schools?
Yeah. So, well, you know, us as an organisation, we've been over in the school space for over a decade. It's a pleasure to be here too. We've known each other for almost 10 years. I actually was looking that up on the way over. Wow. Yeah, that's how long it is, yeah. And, you know, focusing on how we can still amplify impact of automating kind of the back office space of school network. So, you know, you've got workflow technology that's been around now, and then you've got AI coming in to support those activities. So how can we leverage AI to support the existing systems, but also support new systems going in as well? So it's just another piece of technology, I guess, in the scheme of things, that has a different function case to your typical traditional workflow, but it can support outcomes. It's not the end to end. We'll get into that a bit later, I think.
I think that's interesting you say there. It's just, it is another piece of technology. It's not going to necessarily replace anything.
Correct.
And it's how we use it. To as a benefit. So
yeah, definitely how you use it. You've got to do a lot of research around how AI works, how it operates. Otherwise you can go down a long rabbit hole and not get the impact that you're looking for.
Well, one of the first questions I think we always hear from schools and business managers is around data privacy. So how can schools ensure data privacy and ethical use of AI when handling sensitive student, staff or financial information?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, I would assume schools aren't AI experts, so they should be out looking for providers to help them out getting these results. Any provider that has an ISO accreditation around information security standards should be then embarking those standards into their AI positioning as well. Ourselves, we've been researching AI for the last 3 odd years, so we've spent over probably 5,000 hours in R&D to make sure that when we release these solutions out to market, they are squeaky clean, they are secure.
So it's a real risk, data privacy, but it's not something you can't mitigate.
You can mitigate it in a certain way, yeah. If you don't have the knowledge and you kind of, you sign up to an AI service and you click all those little next buttons, that's actually saying you've got permission to go and use that data that you've actually submitted into the engine, and they could on-sell that or use it for other purposes as well. So I don't know if anyone's ever read the little box of text.
Print,
that goes through, but a lot of it will tell you that they can use your data. So
so it's definitely something that's real and you need to be aware of. Yes. But there are people out there and there's tools to use to make sure that you're in control of your data.
Yeah, correct. Just have some consideration.
Use it ethically.
So it's new technology, depending on what you're using it for. You've got kids, you've got parents, you've got names, you've got financial information, you've got records. special needs things as well. So yeah, you should take a little bit of step back and just make sure that you've got a pathway to ensure that you've got that kind of protection in place. Yeah.
Okay. Lead, aside to the data privacy, which is a big risk, what other risks are you finding that can really challenge a school when they're trying to adopt AI or going about using AI without putting in the right framework or processes and policies?
Yeah, well, you can probably see in market and news and all over media is AI is getting flooded everywhere. So and if you're not educated in how to use it and the cause and effect of that, team members have access to ChatGPT. They can go to the web and type it in. That data's all then gone and out into the internet. So and then you've got the Microsoft side of things with Copilot. You've got to have the right security and settings and plans and things like that. So if the IT team are managing the school and haven't kind of caught up to those settings and privileges, the latest desktop and laptop computers come out with a Copilot button on the actual keyboard now. So it is very, very easy for someone to inadvertently use AI thinking that they are doing the right thing, that, hey, the organization wants me to use AI, I'm using it. However, unfortunately, not in a controlled sense that's protecting that information as well. So, it's everywhere. So, yeah.
So education is really key here, and with school leadership need to make sure that they really are training their staff on the correct way to use it, what the risks are for that school.
Yeah, recommend
put an AI policy in place.
AI policies, yeah. So we have one inside of Ellby as well. So as a technology firm, we run a monthly staff meeting as well, and where we have a section on our AI policies. We talk about what engines we can use for certain content as well. And also built our own engine space, so we can actually use more sensitive information that is disconnected from the internet. So these type of things are, what we thought about around controlling it. And I think we've been able to do it a bit quicker than others because we're in that domain of expertise as well. Yeah, correct. So starting an AI policy is fantastic. It's, as you say, communication is the best throughput to be able to make sure people are doing the right thing. And if they're unsure, ask the internal IT team or the internal finance team or whoever in the business that's controlling that. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's really good advice. Thanks, Lee. Okay. So if a school's has decided to go down the AI journey, what have you found are the biggest misconceptions schools have about implementing AI in their business process?
Yeah, it's a good question. There's been a couple, depending on size of school, what they're trying to do. A lot of people think that that AI is a single thing and it can do everything, and that's probably from marketing and whatnot from out in the world, and that it's cheap. They think it's cheap. So they're probably two misconceptions. So in the world of AI, there's a lot of engines that will do a specific function, and you need to research and know what that function is. Otherwise, you're going to spend time and money thinking that you're going to get an outcome, but it's completely wrong.
So using the wrong tool for
wrong
the wrong job.
Wrong tool for the wrong job, correct. And if you're not careful, you can rock up a big bill with AI services as well. So, things like the token use and things like that. That's more of probably a technical chat. But yeah, once you put your card in and whatnot, and if you consume it, it's a consumable service. It will keep billing you. So yeah, you can run up a big bill quickly if you don't know how to use it.
Okay. Okay, it's good to know. Talking about what you don't know and perfection. We all know humans aren't perfect. There is a misconception that computers can't go wrong. So the question is AI perfect?
Well, I'm sure you could open up your phone and have a look at all the pictures that people share and the wrong spelling on words and things, and they generate them from AI. So definitely AI is not perfect. It obviously will get better over time. So what you should be looking to do is incorporate AI into a structured process that either qualifies that information or checks or vets that type of information. Yes, so definitely not perfect. You might get higher levels of accuracy in some use cases based on some engines, but anything you could look up online, look up on LinkedIn, everyone's sharing their cartoon things and stuff. You can see all wrong things happening. Yeah, people with extra fingers and so forth. So AI is definitely not perfect.
Yeah. So you still need to put a framework of review and checks and reconciliations and looking at the integrity of the data and all those things as well.
Correct.
It's not like not just put it in there, job's done, walk away.
Yes, correct. It's a lot around the output of the AI engine will be as good as the input that you put into it and how you ask it as well. So when you couple that with smart solutions and you have a mixture of artificial intelligence with human intelligence, you then start getting a better result.
Yeah, it's that mix, isn't it, and getting the balance right between the artificial and the human.
Yes.
It goes back to what we said earlier. It's not going to replace everything.
That's correct.
But it's definitely a tool that you can use.
Yes, it should empower people to be more productive. It's not necessarily around replacing people either. It's around just, people still have low value things they need to do. So how can an AI engine do that one specific kind of function for them as well? And couple that with a smart solution.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can school IT and business departments improve production AI-based work processes themselves, or is this something that you need to collaborate with?
Well, probably a testament to the point I made before. We did 5,000 hours of research. So, and the IT people we talk to at schools, depending on size and things, and the size of the schools, they've got enough to manage. Like, you think of a school, it's a multi-departmental organization, essentially. You've got your curriculum-based, you've got your back office-based, you've then got your parents, your key stakeholders, you've even got your website. So, and IT is kind of governing all of that. So if the school then,
amounts of data.
And then if the school kind of then lobs on, hey, go and, use AI, find AI, make it effective AI, how many days does how many hours in a day does an IT manager have to do that?
Same as everybody else, apparently.
Correct. Yeah. So, in a sense, they probably won't get the right impact and result. They could dabble a little bit, your Claude and all that kind of stuff, to have a go. But I think from a means of a production-ready, sustainable, supportable use case, you're probably better off leaning on experts to kind of even facilitate the entry of it. Maybe it can be maintained by IT. So it might be a bit of a balance, but more leaned on go and source some expert advice in that space.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So collaboration is definitely the way forward.
Yes.
And you've seen success with schools where they've gone down that route.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Very open to advice and things like that. Because as I mentioned, if you go down the wrong rabbit hole, you could rack up with the wrong result, plus also an expensive wrong result. Better off getting advice and kind of easing it into the business. We talk to a lot of executives, and we even hear it from boards. They're wanting their C-suite layer of team to bring AI into the organization. And then obviously your C-suite team are like, well, what do we want to use it for? And then they turn to the IT team and they go, we need to use AI. And then IT are like, well, hold on, I don't know AI yet. There's a risk. So it just goes around in circles and circles.
That's because there's a missing piece in there, which is the experts.
Yeah, it's the SME, correct. Yeah. So if you start off small, start with a controlled set of, environment, people, whatever that kind of is, like the use case, and then get some wins on the board. And then you can then expand a bit further out. So you don't have to come in with a bulldozer and just AI everything. That's not what it's about. It's about, finding out where are the struggles in the school at the moment, and then seeing where AI could be plugged in with smart workflow solutions as well to then get the impact there and then do another again and then again. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe let's focus a little bit more on what is our world here at Cold School Experts, which is the financial operations of the school. From the school clients that you've worked with and experience you guys have had working with them, what role can AI play in the financial operations of the school?
So there's lots of things there. So if you look at a finance department of a school, much like I said, IT, well, the finance is managing all of those business units and expenditure and everything like that, the risks potentially in all of those. A lot of schools are building new buildings, so they're now turning into construction finance managers. So not only is there your traditional kind of invoicing transactions where AI can support those activities, but then there's also compliance elements. So, managing contracts. So inside of that contract, you can use AI to interpret that contract, give you a summary of that contract, identify risks in that contract, and then assign it to an owner and so forth as well. So rather than a finance executive spending half an hour or an hour trolling through a contract, getting interrupted by emails all day, something else as another fire pops up, oh, I missed that clause, and then all of a sudden that clause has a big impact downstream. AI can support those outcomes as well. So there's many facets. Yeah, I'd say it's more kind of like bits and pieces of AI through the whole finance journey, rather than AI being the end to end of absolutely everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about from some of the transactional activities in finance operations at school? Where have you seen AI help with them?
Yeah, so from capture elements and things like that, natural language, helping with automated approvals, so contextual review of a transaction. So what you could do there is you can have a like a master record, and then based on transactions coming in, comparing that to a master record rather than somebody else having to have a look at it every single time. Process. Yeah, so it's all about that repeatable nature element. Yeah, so how can you go, you know, a bit further deep into the information that AI is really good at to then help drive an outcome or a decision that can be used in a smart solution.
It's fascinating. We're definitely working in a world where everyone is talking about using AI, and there's a plethora of vendors and offering to develop AI solutions.
Yep.
So how would you suggest schools meander through the options of AI providers to use when they want to implement AI workflows?
Yeah, AI
how do you
workflows.
go about it? Like,
yep.
It can be quite imposing.
Yeah, so one thing to probably think about, you know, when you're embarking on this journey is what we call model adaptability. So having a kind of an orchestrator piece or a framework piece that can then go and use different AI engines for different use cases, and control those outcomes as well, and then use those outcomes further downstream in a process. So part of our solution sets that we help school with is that model adaptability piece, because as I mentioned, you know, not every AI does the same thing for every typical use case. So having the ability to unlock the school's function to do many things, and not just in one engine and getting only one result out of thing, and then the 99% of the rest is not a good result. Yeah, so model adaptability is one of the key pillars there and key aspects. Yeah.
And where's a good place for schools to go to try and find these partners that can support them on that AI journey?
Yeah, well, I guess networks and Call Connect. You know, you guys have a partner network as well. Ellby, we provide those services as well. But you know, talk to if you're in IT, your ITC community and things like that for partners that or providers that kind of have experience in AI. So and really you want to look for proven experience. So because AI is changing so dramatically, you know, what you know yesterday is not what you're going to know today. So that's why it's probably important to leverage SMEs in market as well, because, you know, you could go a week without continual researching or testing and things like that, and a whole model has changed. Yeah. Or, you know, one of the providers has changed their model and you need to re-engineer all your prompts because the prior prompts don't work anymore. So there's a lot of movement happening in that AI space. So unless you've got time, resources, energy, focus, best to get a supporting SME in to kind of help that out.
Excellent. We were talking about AI supporting workflows. Now, a member of a finance team in a school might have some questions around that or be confused about what each of them are and think that one is the same. Like, you know, surely AI can take over and do all my tasks and do all the processes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe can you unpack that a little bit?
Unpack that a little bit. Yeah, back to what I mentioned before around like marketing. You know, AI has been spruced to you know be all to end all, and these hyperscalers are spending billions of dollars on these, you know, models and engines, and they should be able to do everything. But the truth of the matter is the output's only as good as the input as well. So a workflow engine is more of a connected outcome. So where you've got a particular use case that has to go through multiple rule sets and functions and so forth, where an AI is more of a kind of transactional environment. So you're going to ask it to do something and it will go and do something and give you back a result. Now, you can connect AIs together, but still you're then with an engine, another engine, and another engine, and so forth. So it does become very complex. So a workflow engine as a framework would provide a better foundational outcome to then be able to overlay AI to support certain areas of that workflow.
Okay.
So then you're still getting a mixture of artificial intelligence, and remembering workflows are designed by humans. So this is that topic of...
It's just an automated version of the process you're doing.
Yes, correct. So that's the mixture of then artificial intelligence and human intelligence coming together to have the best result for what you're trying to do in that particular use case.
Yeah, excellent. And then that's your balance.
Yes, correct.
That's your human and your artificial intelligence is coming together.
Correct.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So if you were a business manager in a school and you're curious about the AI world and you want, or your board has asked you to start investigating, going on the journey, what would be Lee's first suggestion to a business manager to first step? Or a good easy win? What would be a quick way to start the journey?
Yeah, a quick easy win is I'd probably look at just contracts. So consolidating all of the contracts in the school and across the group into a central repository, have them summarized, and because it's kind of contained then, and it's kind of showing them the power of some of the AI functions, because some people learn through experience as well. So you could talk to someone all about it until they actually do it and see it. It doesn't sometimes sink in. So having a contract manager and getting a byproduct of then mitigating risk in the business. So, it's not just use AI for the sake of AI or a quick win. You're actually getting some benefits out of it as well. So a quick one would be that one. It's less key stakeholder involvement as well. So back to my comment about easing in AI into an organization. You're not picking a behemoth of a process that goes into all HODs across the school, things like that. It's just a centralized area that finance can control or a business manager can control, and then can go to the board and say, look, I've done this. We've potentially lowered our risk position here. And you might even find some things, when you put all your contracts into the system and it starts summarizing them and actually giving you these pointers. Oh, I didn't know we had the CPI clause over here. Oh, we didn't have that in the button. Like, you could actually get some insights out of it as well.
Yeah, excellent. And what's one of the coolest things that you've used AI for in your business?
Well, personally, your friends, a couple of the animated things and stuff like that. One of the ones one of our friends had a birthday on the weekend, and we went out and he loves pizza. So when we got a photo of the pizza, we then AI'd candles on top of it for him and things like that. So AI can be used for a lot of the fun side. Yeah. But we do cool stuff in the office, supporting our teams as well. So it's really cool when we see new ideas pop up in our own business as well, and get tabled and viewed around, can this be used in the organization? Has it got an impact for it? And you're like, oh, wow, that was really cool. I didn't even think of that left field. So the more kind of brains you can bring to these as well. And schools might have a think about, righto, do we have an avenue that people can suggest things for AI?
Like creating a culture of AI innovation.
Correct. Yeah, AI innovation, yep. And not every idea is a bad idea, but it might just get parked for now. But best table it, then, so the organisation and the right key stakeholders know about it and they can assess it. And it might be, okay, that's on the roadmap for the future, or, yep, that's a fantastic quick win. Let's do that as well.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thanks ever so much for joining us on the podcast today.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate you coming in to have this conversation with us, and safe journey back home.
Thank you very much, Kenton.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Business of School podcast. We've enjoyed the conversation today and would love to have you join us for future episodes. Please hit the subscribe button and follow the links below to find more information and resources to support you and your school team. Until next time, keep being innovative, keep being awesome, and remember, there is always opportunity to improve on the journey. Thanks for connecting.